Hey everyone, welcome to Exudes Excellence, the first ever episode of Exudes Excellence. Today we're going to be featuring the game Smashmuck Champions. I'm Tasty Bacon, joined by my friend Limes.
What is up, people? I'm excited to be here.
Alright, so jumping into Smashbox Champions, we're getting started right away. First thing is, once you join in, you get jumped into a chat right away, so you're in a chat that you can kind of look at, talk with other people. This is the overall layout. It's very simple and easy to understand, I feel. Right now we're looking at actually a thing that they just integrated recently, which is events and leagues, and this is all completely integrated into the game. They will occasionally run events like getting the most knockouts over the course of a weekend at different game modes, or they have the leagues, which are essentially they pick a certain game type and run it for about a month or two, and it works like almost like ranked games, and so that's all fully integrated.
The second main interface you'll be looking at most of the time is what's called the roster page. This has things like coach info, game stats, highlight rosters, training, inventories, alliance, and crafting. Basically, coach info is your general page about your coach, which is your kind of persistent identity. Game stats is obviously your game stats. Highlights are achievements. Rosters is more or less your character stats. Your inventory is, as it says, your inventory. And alliances and crafting are a little bit different.
Alliances are essentially like guilds. There's a lot of weird little features that you guys can go on and explore. Crafting is really awesome. It actually lets you, in-game, be able to build and craft anything that you can buy in the shop, which is actually being run through right now, which includes champions, outfits, trainings, badges, logos, weapons, coaching items, which are like avatars and titles for yourself. Literally anything that you can buy in the shop can be crafted. So you could theoretically get everything in the game without ever having to spend a cent. So while Smashbox Champions is free to play, it is definitely not pay to win. Because of that, and anything that affects gameplay can also be bought with in-game currency.
Another interesting thing is how they actually sell crafting items. So if you want to try your hand at crafting without having to play through a crap ton of games to amass all the crafting materials you need to craft things, you can just buy some. So it's certainly an interesting model. I wouldn't say it's the most controversial model, it's fairly standard. Probably the most iffy thing you're looking at is the fact that you can buy weapons with Smashbox, which are the kind of like the real money currency in the game. Weapons, while they are generally just straight side grades, you are given a default weapon, which is actually fairly powerful on some characters. Being able to buy weapons with real cash is a little iffy, but yeah, you can look past it.
Yeah, you can definitely look past it because the weapons especially are a trade-off a bit, and because they can be bought with in-game currency or through crafting. So it's not like you're locked out of them just because you don't want to spend money. So now to the actual gameplay of the game. They have about 4 or 5 different game modes that you can go on and explore yourselves. A couple of them are very unique to the game. First of all, Smashbox Champions is a MOBA, but it is not a traditional MOBA in any sense of the word. Average game times are about 5 to 15 minutes, and there's no mid-game shop. Once you're in a match, what you have at the start of the match is what you have for the match. There's no shop in the matches, there's no leveling in the matches. All that is done outside the game in a persistence level. So every champion has 3 different abilities that are actives, at least 3. Some actually have a couple more just based on like second casting, or in the case of Dr. Jennifer, who transforms and gets different abilities in her second form. But you have 3 at any given time, and then 2 passives, and then also you can get a slotted passive from badges. So the map we're looking at here is actually the newest map for the game that was just put in a couple weeks ago. This is a 3v3 plunder ball, which is essentially capture the flag.
Yeah, if you've played games like Bloodlines Champions, in particular the game Bloodlines Champions, Smashbox Champions is actually fairly similar in the way that it's really just one big arena game. There's no leveling up or anything like that. Although there are a lot more game modes than Bloodlines Champions, it's not just the standard kill the enemy team and if you win, you win.
control-wise, it's very similar to Bloodline Champions. It's also gotten comparisons, not control-wise, but concept-wise, to games like Outer Knots or Awesome Knots, sorry, where it's just a big emphasis on being able to get you into a game and playing, and not having to worry about so much extra stuff.
Yeah, the game is also very silly, like Awesome Knots.
Yes, they definitely have a nice cartoony style, which I actually really enjoy.
I remember just laughing I just couldn't stop laughing the first time I played this game. I'm pretty sure we both played this game together for the first time, and it was just the most ridiculous shit we've ever seen in our life.
I mean, for instance, you're seeing on the video, I'm playing one of my favorite characters, it's Blitz, and it's basically this little buck creature riding around on this giant, like, chicken dinosaur thing with a minigun. Like, it doesn't get much better than that.
Yeah, the game is, there's a friggin', what's his name, Dr. Tripp, he's what is he, he's like a gerbil or something?
A gerbil or a hamster.
And he just runs around throwing poison vials at people. And there's a giant robotic shark, which is Dr. Jennifer, who transforms into like a school teacher or something, I don't even know.
She's like a school teacher that's a fish that rides around in like a mechanical cart that turns into a shark that shoots laser beams. She's actually one of the more obnoxious champions, but the studio is actually really, really good at listening to player feedback, and so Dr. Jennifer is a prime example of that, in the sense that she was actually created at PAX Prime 2012 through a panel that was essentially, they just let the people who were in the panel just kind of shout out ideas, and as ideas kind of stuck with the community at the panel, that's what they put into the game. So they definitely love listening to the community for ideas. They actually did that panel again. I was at PAX East this past weekend, and they actually did another panel at PAX East of the same thing, designing a champion. So that champion will be out in a month or two, I believe is what they said for a time frame. And that one's actually going to be a platypus superhero that is also a unicorn. So it's going to be pretty amazing once it's in game. And the mode you're seeing now is actually one of the more unique modes, called Destroyer. And as you can see, each team has a giant robot fighting each other. Who doesn't love giant robots? And there's different crystal containers that you've seen. You break those open, bring those crystals back to your Destroyer, and that's how you power it up.
This game mode is probably a little bit more close to what you're used to when someone says the word MOBA. This is Siege mode, which is pretty much similar to League of Legends, stuff like that, where you have your lanes, and you have your creeps, and you have your towers. Basically, the idea, of course, is to push the lanes, destroy the towers, and eventually destroy the enemy's base. It does feel very different, though, because there's no kind of leveling up and items and stuff like that. The way they kind of break up the flow is there's this item kind of thing in the middle of the map, which is a big bomb, which when it spawns, it gets a countdown of about 60 seconds or so.
Yeah, I believe it's a minute, yep.
Yeah, and when you pick it up, it follows you. I think you can see someone running around with it now. And when the countdown hits 0, it blows up and basically kills everything surrounding it. It does about half damage, about like half a tower's HP.
Yeah, about a third to a half damage of the tower, I believe. So it's that's the focus of this game mode, is keeping control of the bomb and using the bomb to destroy the enemy towers the fastest way. So even though it is simplified without having a shop or leveling up, there is still a lot of strategy and teamwork that does need to take place to win. There's a couple other game modes in the game as well, so you really can just have a varied experience every time you play. You're not just playing the same exact map every single time. The other really nice thing I like about the game is the fact that it's a lot more skill-based, because there is no upgrading or shop in-game. So like, if someone's dying repeatedly on your team, you're not gonna sit there and you might get mad at them just because they're dying a lot, but you're not gonna sit there and rage at them for feeding the other team and making the other team stronger, because that just isn't the way it works. I think someone from Kiz Studios actually said it best to me, in that you could go 1 in 10 in a game, but that one kill you got could have been at the end of the game and been the kill that completely changed the match around.
Yeah.
So it's a really unique experience that I definitely recommend everybody check it out. It did just go into a closed beta on Steam recently. If you want a closed beta key, we actually do have beta keys to give away. Just go on and either follow us on Twitter or subscribe to us on YouTube, and then just send us an email letting us know, and we'll hook you up with a key.
Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Exudes Excellence. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We do want to do these a lot. They are a lot of fun. We hope you enjoy any future episodes we do, and we hope you play Smashbox Champions. It is a very fun game, as Tasty said. And we hope to see you out there.
Take care.